Welcome to Deeper Than Red, Black History Animated. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you will know when a new episode is released. Enjoy this episode. Dive in. Deeper Than Red episodes are often about amazing triumphs despite trials and tribulations. Frederick Mckinley Jones is one of those stories. Frederick was born on May 17, 1893 in Cincinnati, Ohio, to a black mother and a white father. While historical accounts vary, all accounts state that he lost his parents at a young age. He was left at a Catholic rectory at age 9. He didn't like the Catholic rectory, and he wanted to leave as soon as possible. At age 16, he found a job as a mechanic's helper in a Cincinnati car garage. He was fascinated by the work and spent as much time as he could observing the mechanics and learning as much as possible. By the time Frederick was 19, he was building cars himself and racing them. He became one of the most well-known racers in the Great Lakes region. During World War I, Frederick was a sergeant in the U.S. military. While serving in France, he rewired the entire military camp for electricity, telephone, and telegraph service. This type of responsibility and accomplishment was rare and difficult to achieve as a black soldier at that time. In 1919, Frederick was discharged from the military. He moved to Minnesota and continued his studies of electronics. Frederick created many new inventions. To pay his bills, he transported doctors to their house calls. One of the doctors complained that he had to wait for patients to come to the office for their x-rays. Frederick went to work and created a portable x-ray machine that could be taken to the patients. Unfortunately, like many of his early inventions, Frederick didn't think to apply for a patent. He watched helplessly as other men made fortunes off their visions of his invention. It was a lesson he'd never forget. In 1927, Frederick was hired as an electrical engineer by Joseph Numero, the owner of Ultraphone Sound Systems. Joseph's company made sound equipment for movie theaters throughout the Midwest. Frederick continued to innovate in his new role. He figured out how to convert silent movie projectors into talking projectors by using scrap metal. He created ways to improve the movie picture quality. Frederick also invented a way to automatically dispense tickets at movie theaters. This time, he applied and received a patent for his invention. He later sold the patent rights to RCA. In 1938, Frederick created the invention of a lifetime. In the 1930s, the transportation of products that required climate-controlled conditions was a risky enterprise. No one could figure out how to refrigerate perishable items while traveling. Frederick and Joseph decided to form a partnership called the Thermal Control Company. Frederick now had the task of creating a portable refrigeration unit. He worked day and night and soon developed the Thermal Control Model A automatic truck refrigeration system. Now people could have year-round access to meat, dairy, frozen foods, and fresh produce. But even more importantly, Frederick's invention saved lives. During World War II, the U.S. Defense Department selected the portable refrigeration unit designed by Frederick as standard equipment for the armed forces. The units were distributed to Allied forces in Europe, Africa, and the South Pacific. They were placed into combat areas to refrigerate food, water, drugs, and blood plasma. In 1944, Frederick became the first African American to be elected into the American Society of Refrigeration Engineers. His invention redefined the global food industry, from the world's largest cities to its most isolated villages. When Frederick died on February 21st, 1961, he had more than 60 patents. His patents included refrigeration technologies, X-ray machines, engines, sound equipment, and thermostat control. Thanks for watching Deeper Than Red. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media.